Okay, we're week 5. This is pronunciation guide and review from the previous week. Some things I learned from reading your posts in the helpful hints discussion board, including one, I think a big thing was time management. So I'd encourage everybody to set a schedule and block out the time for this course, whether that's 2 or 3 days a week for a half hour to an hour at a time. But I think that that's going to really benefit everybody. And then the other thing I would say, just to remember the scripture, by the small and simple things are great things brought to pass. And I think that's true in this course as well. By doing daily small things, whether that's looking at flashcards or reviewing words or talking to somebody about the medical terms, if you do those things on a small and daily basis, 10, 15, 20 minutes every day, I think you'll be greatly successful. It will improve your memorization. It will improve your retention versus, waiting the night before to try and get all the material in. I think is a much harder case in this class. The other feedback I have is about formatting. We seem to still be having several students who are struggling with understanding the formatting and missing a lot of points on the quizzes because of that. So I wrote down some hypotheticals. This is what they ask you on the quiz, is to write the combining form for epiglottis. So if I come in here, here are some of the things that we see. I see this where somebody just wrote O. And yes, you do add an O in the combining form, but just to write O by itself is not the combining form for epiglottis. I also see this a lot. And although that is the correct combining form, it's not the correct format, so you would still miss the word. Another thing that I see often is I see this. And yes, you are combining the root word with the suffix, but this is not the combining form. This is a complete medical term. So what's the right answer here? This is the right answer. And you have to put it in that form. You have to have the backslash in there. If you don't, if you write it like this up here without the backslash, that's still going to be wrong, even though you spelled it correctly. So make sure you're formatting like the last answer here when it asks you for those things. Here's another one. Write the combining form for liver. That is the combining form. So that's what it has to be written like on the quiz to get full points. Now this is different. This is write the medical term that meaning inflammation of the liver. So this is hepatitis, right? They're asking you for a complete medical term, meaning the combining the root word and the suffix together. In this case, we use the combining form, but we drop the O because the suffix begins with a vowel. So those are the things that we're kind of struggling with as a class, and I wanted to review those. If you're having any questions with those, please feel free to contact me. As far as pronunciation this week, aneurysm, aneurysmal, aneurysmectomy, angio, angia, angioma, angiomalacia, aorto, aortogram, aortography, aortostenosis, arrhythmia, arteriography, arterioexis, arteriosclerosis, atheroma, arthrosclerosis, atriobradycardia, RUI, cardiocentesis, cardiodinia, cardiologist, cardiomegaly, cardiorexis, cardiotoxics, aortication, coronal, diaphoresis, electro, embolectomy, embolism, embolysis, endovascular hyperlipidemia, hypertension, infarction, insufficiency, ischemia, myo, palpitation, phlebectasis, phlebitis, phlebothrombosis, regurgitation, sclerosis, sclerotherapy, septo, sphygmos, stenosis, tachycardia, thrombogenesis, thrombolysis, thrombosis, valvuloplasty, varices, vesiculo, venospasm, venous ventriculo. So I think that's everything. Some of those are a little mouthy, but if you work on them and you listen to them, I think that you'll get them, and that should help you with your memorization. Hope you have a great week.